awesome people, welcome back to Cocktails and Consoles. It's Melissa, and I'm so excited to bring you a cocktail today inspired by a recent collaboration I did with the awesome guys at SORgamers. That's abbreviated for Southern Oregon Gamers. When I originally started on this channel and I was trying to build a Twitter following to be able to promote the channel, these guys were so kind to reach out. And for those of you guys who happen to be familiar with those auto responses that you get from a lot of people, hey, thanks for following, please subscribe to my channel, they went above and beyond. They sent me a message that, really spoke to me. It says, hey, how's everything going? And I responded to them and we got to chatting, and they were so kind as to give me the ability to be able to collaborate with them, which of course I jumped on, and we started talking and we started getting into games. They were playing Don't Starve at the time, and they were so kind to send me the code to be able to join them. So I joined them. Now, unfortunately, we lost the footage. As some of you guys know, it's kind of hard to do a collaboration when two people aren't in the same room doing filming together, but the cocktail lives on. And let me tell you about Don't Starve Together. If you've never played this game, it is a sequel to Don't Starve. Imagine if Tim Burton launched Farmville. That's basically what this game is. It's so very cool. You're dumped into an area that you have no recollection of, you have no idea where you are, but your sole purpose is to be able to survive. So you have to go out, you have to forage for food, you have to forage for fire, and in the particular settings, you can actually join your friend's ecosystem, which they can set up to be either very friendly towards you or very hostile towards you, depending on how kind they feel like being, which thankfully the wonderful guys at SORgamers were very kind, and they made it a lot easier to forage. I had no experience of this game prior to this point. It was so fun to be able to explore. One of the characters that I instantly fell in love with, I put her name on this absolutely cute glass. For reasons I won't specify, she has a special place in my heart. So I got to thinking. In a game where your whole existence is all about survival, cocktails really don't play a big point. But let's say you got past the survival phase. You're in the middle of the wilderness. You have the ability to hunt for food. You have the ability to have shelter. Let's say you want a cocktail. What do? You make moonshine. I preface this by saying the creation of moonshine, as far as I know, is still illegal in the United States because it's very, very dangerous. But let me make this very simple. If you want moonshine, go to your local Bevmo, because I guarantee you they have it. That's where I found it. So for today's cocktail, in the spirit of Don't Starve Together, we are making a blackberry moonshine mojito. To make this drink, it's very, very simple. And for those of you guys who happen to be underage, you can actually make this very non-alcoholic, and it's still so, so good. Just swap out the moonshine for sparkling water. It's still so delicious. To start us off, in this cute little mason glass, which I absolutely love, we're gonna start with a good handful of blackberries. Now, you can make this in a separate shaker if you're not a fan of, well, blackberry pulp. I kind of like having it all together because I feel like you get more of the flavor out of it when you muddle it all in the glass that you're drinking. But again, it's to everyone's particular preference. So we're going to take our muddler and we're going to grind this up. Now, if you like, you can actually add a couple of pinches of sugar. This really isn't to add sweetness. It can, and it will do that, but this serves another purpose. The fine grains of the sugar is actually there to help break up the cells of the blackberries. So it serves the purpose of a tool as well as a sweetener. Sounds like a really bad date. Now you don't have to get this into a fine puree. I just like doing this to the point where you start to release some of the juices, and more importantly, especially for those of you who love Instagram, for that beautiful hue that blackberries can give. Now, if you're very particular, you can actually make this drink with any berries. I recommend berries that are in season because you can get berries out of season. They just don't taste the same. So I highly recommend berries in season. Now, next to this, we're gonna add a couple slices of lemon. You can muddle this in with the blackberries. It's completely up to you. It all depends really on the strength of your lemonade. I'm gonna give this a couple of twists in there just because I love the essential oils that come out when you muddle lemon, especially lemon peel. That's where a lot of the essential oils are. All right. Next up to the mix, moonshine. Now, again, moonshine you can get at any kind of Bevmo, any kind of place where you can get alcohol. It's generically made up of a corn mash, but really moonshine you can make out of any kind of mash. Well, let me put it this way, anyone can make out of any kind of mash. It is a little bit more high octane than most of your other spirits. You can actually swap this out for vodka, though I would ration it down a little bit because this right here is 100 proof, whereas for vodka it's normally about 80 proof. So we're gonna toss that in there. Now this is 1.5 to 2 ounces, depending on 1, how strong you like your drinks, and 2, the size of the vessel that you're serving it in. So I'll leave that up to your particular taste. The last ingredient is lemonade. Now, if you can get your hands on it, I recommend sparkling lemonade because it gives that kind of effervescence to the drink. If you're making this non-alcoholic and you don't have access to sparkling lemonade, I recommend doing sparkling water and a mix of lemonade, completely up to your taste. If you tend to like your drinks a little bit on the sweeter side, you can definitely add some simple syrup to this. And then finally, a little bit of ice. Now I'm gonna give this a stir before we add the final ingredient. That looks so pretty. I love the hue of muddled blackberries. You can use blueberries. It's gonna give you a more denser flavor, but honestly, it doesn't give you the same hue. Now, for the secret sauce. A good sprig of sage. You can use rosemary, you can use basil. You can mix this up in any kind of way. You can swap out the lemon for blood orange, which is 1, beautiful, and 2, just an amazing flavor. You can do this with raspberries, you can do this with blueberries, you can do this with any kind of berries, and you can do this with any kind of herbs. However, when you do the herbs, I'm sure you guys have seen this done by a couple of bartenders. It looks like a whole lot of show, but I promise you, there is a reason for this. Oh, I wish you could smell this right now. So what we did, beyond just garnering a whole bunch of attention, is we've broken down a little bit of the cell walls in the sage, and what's released, oh, it's so beautiful, is the essential oils. And you will get this in basil, you'll get this in rosemary. I don't recommend doing this too much in rosemary. Rosemary has a very woody flavor, whereas sage, it can still be a pretty dominant flavor, but it's very gorgeous. Basil works really, really well. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can actually fry these in butter and sugar, and it's so good. But for right now, we're just gonna dip this on in, get the flavor of sage in there, and to mix up our drink a little bit. And that's it. That's our cocktail. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Give it a try. Again, I recommend this as non-alcoholic as well. You can mix it in with some sparkling water, and it is a very revitalizing drink. If you have a chance, check out SORgamers. They're a wonderful group of guys, very entertaining. They put up videos, I believe, every single day, if not once, then definitely twice. And I will link their information somewhere in this frame. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this drink, what you guys think about the channel. Always love to hear from you guys at any time. And let me know if you think of the drink and the game. And look forward to catching up with you guys again next time. Cheers. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, you can throw me a subscribe, would really appreciate it. If you're just coming in new to the series, you want to catch up, the link to the playlist is down below. And if you just want to chat, would love to hear from you. What's going on in your world? Hit me up on social media. Till next time, awesome people. Cheers.